Hey everybody, Sarah here with 3 Raptor, putting in part 2 of developing your professional self. So today I want to talk about professional writing. Now, as a writer, I have a bunch of different styles that I do. I have kind of what's more of a pastoral romantic style when I'm telling a story, when I'm doing a travel piece, when I'm doing some freelance writing, or maybe even some blog writing. Then I have a very factual, data-driven style that I do when I'm writing white papers, or when I'm writing anything nonfiction, right? Or when I'm writing a grant. And then I have my business style. And I will tell you, I really have worked hard to perfect my business style, and I've done a lot of research into it. And there have been times I've gotten feedback where it seems very harsh, very cold, but there's a very specific reason why I do things the way I do in business writing. So let's get to the point. So we definitely want to have relationships with people, and we want to ask how they're doing. But I have found that when we ask in the same email or memo or notes how someone is doing and have a bit of a personal conversation, the work that needs to get done is lost. So what I've always taught and what I do is we can send a multiple different kinds of communications. And when it's going to be focused on the personal and relationship building side, that's all that it's focused on. When it is on the business side, it's very professional. Now, in emails, here's some tricks that I've learned. If I'm sending out an email about a meeting, in the subject line, I put the date, time, and location and name of the meeting so that people can find that easy in their in their emails, and so that they know it's something important. And in the email, I will literally say, hi all, we're having this meeting at this time, at this date, at this location. Please be prepared to discuss blah, 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 blah. See the agenda and minutes attached. And a lot of people were like, well, that could have been a little nicer or friendlier. And it's like, well, it could have, but I was trying to communicate very specific details. And the thing of it is in the business world, and I am in southwestern Oklahoma, so it's definitely a little bit different. You know, we've got a lot of the southern graces that come through and a lot of relationships that mean a lot to people. We want to maintain those relationships, but we want to make sure that everything that we put in writing is extremely clear and explicit. Because here's the thing, when people are reading it, you're not going to be present. They can't hear your voice, they can't see your face or your facial expressions, and they can't ask for clarification. And so by being very direct and to the point and not using adjectives or adverbs, you're ruling out emotion and kind of canceling out the chance for people to just assume things. Like maybe they're going to assume that you're assigning them this project out of punishment or whatever. If you just said, hi Bob, thank you so much for attending this meeting last week. I noticed that you took very good notes. Could you please, and I wouldn't even do that. That's a really bad example. So I would just say, Bob, after the meeting last week, could you please summarize from your notes, blah, 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 and send it to these people. You want to be very direct. I have gotten in the habit because of the clients that I have, they want a little bit more personalization. But when I work with my team, I'm very direct. And I will send, and full disclosure, my team are my parents. So, you know, we have a lot of different relationships and dynamics going on there. But my dad and I, when we are working on anything, text messages or emails that go back and forth, sometimes are one word, like received or understood, just so we know the other person read it. Or it might be a list of bullet points. It might be like, Sarah, I have the following questions. Boom, 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 boom. I'll hit reply, copy the questions, and say, see my answers in red. Boom, 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 boom. And that works really well for us because Dad and I want to just cut to the chase, get the information we need, understand what we need to do, and move on. And I found that a lot of people are that way. So you want to be concise, you want to be short, you want to be very direct, you want to be very to the point, and use no adjectives or no adverbs, very, very little. Now, before you send an email, always ask yourself if this is something or a conversation that you should have in person or over the phone or over, Zoom or an online medium, because some things when you put them in an email can sound more than a little hateful. Like, for example, scolding somebody about their hours or writing someone up. Those are conversations that need to happen in person as best as you can right now, right? But so be very careful and mindful of what you put in writing and be very direct. Separate your personal from your directions. And if you have clients like I do where we need to have that personal exchange, I make it very clear, here's the personal exchange, and then there's a break, and then here's the information that I need from you. That way it's very clear and it's more noticeable and they understand. A lot of times what I do too is I attach an Excel spreadsheet that I format as a to-do list of items or information or questions that I need from them, and that gives them something to work off of that is very direct and to the point, but still allows us to have that relationship. So I hope this gives you some ideas and some points, but remember, whenever you're working with professional writing, your goal is to clearly communicate expectations and directions more than it is to develop a relationship. Those need to be in other forms of contact, in coffee breaks, in calling people. That's kind of where you touch base. Now, if somebody's been out with a sick child, it's perfectly okay to say, hey Sally, I know you've been out with a sick child. I hope everything is going okay. Please let me know if you need anything. We're sending lots of positive thoughts your way. I hope everything resolves itself clearly. While you're gone, we're going to have Bob take care of this, this, and this, because we don't want you to work while you're out with your sick child. We want you to focus on your roles and responsibilities right now. We'll have a full report waiting for you upon your return. So try to be very direct and specific. I hope this gives you some good examples. We definitely have some resources on our website that you can go to that will help you find more written examples of sending emails and